Okay, Preeti, right now, this is the point where the fighting is going on between the Russian forces and the Ukrainian forces. We were just speaking to this checkpost commander who's telling us that right now you cannot go forward because the Russians are engaging the Ukrainian forces at this point. And he's saying that we may not be at this post much longer given the intensity of the attack that is coming place. This is the other vehicle. Every vehicle is being turned back from here because beyond this point, now you can make out, Preeti, these are the pitched battles that are being fought. When we were reporting from here, there were some tanks here. Those tanks are no longer here. The reason for this is, Preeti, because this is the outskirts of Kyiv. Look this side. Look this side. There are these tanks. You can look at these tanks deployed. This is how they are engaging the Russian forces. They hide behind the undergrowth. That's an armored personnel carrier, and that's a T-80 tank. You can look at other tanks that are parked right here. So these battles are happening on this road. Look at the speed with which this side. Look at the speed with which some of these vehicles, the militia, are now going towards the front line. You can just make out, this is the intensity of the war. And we are showing you the other side once again. This is the anti-tank guided missile. And this is where the Ukrainian forces have their air defense systems. Look ahead. That's a surface-to-air missile that's parked there. Can you imagine 21st century Europe, heart of a city? You have surface-to-air missiles that are parked here, and this is like the front lines of this war between Russia and Ukraine. And this is where we are reporting from. No other channel is here because shells are falling on the road that we are on at this point. I'm just parking the car to a side for a moment to be able to give you an idea. When we go down this road, we'll try and take another access. We are trying to get to the point where you have those Russian tanks burning, because what these soldiers do is they go in vehicles, sit on the roadside. The moment the tanks come, they let the first 4-5 tanks pass, and then they fire an anti-tank guided missile, and those missiles hit the rear tank. The front of the column then cannot move, the rear of the column cannot move, and the Russian tanks are virtually sitting duck on this road, and this is where those tanks are being targeted by the Ukrainian forces. We try to interact with them, and the panic is such at this point. I'll show you. Give me a moment, Preeti. Give me a moment. I'll show you. Okay, there are vehicles that are getting away. Look. This is the panic. This is a vehicle that's been destroyed, and many such vehicles destroyed on the roadside in shelling, in firing on this road itself. We're able to come here because we take advantage of that brief lull in the firing, quickly report, and then go back to a safer area. What the militia do here, Preeti, is, and even the army, they go up to a point, target those tanks and come back. That actually delays the advance of the Russian column. And Brewery is the place where that Russian column has split into 3 places to try and target Kyiv. And look around. Otherwise, a bustling neighborhood full of people, otherwise right now abandoned, not a soul in sight. You only have security force personnel who are living here, or nobody else. Camera thoda niche rakhna, ye checkpoint hai. I'll show you another point. You'll actually see tanks on the roadside right now, and these tanks are lying in wait. The Russians, if they come into Kyiv, this is the road that they will be taking. There's no other road that they can take on this axis. And give me a moment. I'll show you tanks and anti-tank guided missiles on the roadside. Pawan, iske piche. वहां देखा जहां धुआं चल रहा है, जहां धुआं है. Wait, Preeti. Okay, Preeti, look, these are the tanks. These are the tanks on the roadside. Can you see them, Preeti? These are the tanks on the roadside right here. On the roadside, anti-tank guided missile jets or detachments on the roadside. And this is that main road that the Russians will take hours from now in case they make that big attack towards Kyiv. This is where the attack is coming, and this is where these weapons are lying in wait. And on the roadside, we'll show you this on both sides, Preeti, every step. The question that is asked, why is it that it's taking so long for the Russians to enter Kyiv, is because of this defense that's been mounted at multiple locations. One location falls, the second location takes over, the third location takes over. That is how this battle is taking place right now, and it's minus 6 degrees in Kyiv during the day. It's minus 9 or 10 at night, and the wind chill factor. Despite that, this fight is going on. The question still remains, how long will this fight continue? We spoke to Mr. Kuldeep Kumar with me spoke to one of the army officers who gave us permission to come here. This is now restricted area. No other channel has come to this area. No other channel has the permission to come here. He spoke to one army officer who he knows, who permitted us to come. He said, we have resources for now. We can continue to fight on. But once those ATGMs, anti-tank guided missiles, stop coming, and now it's not just the American ones, but also the UK and the one from Sweden, they are coming. Okay, Pavan, bilkul samne. This is another checkpoint, and this checkpoint also has some equipment. You will see, this is a Ukrainian flag. This is where a bigger det is there, a bigger detachment is there. There's a tank right behind this, and there are those surface-to-air missiles, the short-range ones that are parked here. Once again, we'll have to momentarily get ourselves verified, put our cameras down, because once they've checked us, and Preeti, look, this is the level of security. While you have surface-to-air missiles, you also have Molotov cocktails. Every care being taken to check people before they are permitted to cross. Привет, дорогой.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Куда? Киев?
Киев.
Пресса тоже. Ильи.
Спасибо. Okay, so a couple of words that we've been able to pick up in the past 20 days. Look at the weapons that they have. They have sniper rifles here. You can look at the sniper rifles. You can look at their weapons and systems. We'll try and stop here for a moment, Preeti. We'll try and speak to some of these officers and look at the damage. Look at this vehicle that is damaged right here. They've tried to escape the shelling. If they can't escape the shelling, this is how their vehicles are destroyed. Give us a moment, Preeti, as we try and get our viewers more details about what's happening in this war zone. यहाँ ना निकले. Local है यहाँ पर. Is going to check whether we can stand here and report, and hopefully we should be in a position to do that moments from now. But this is how close, Preeti, this battle has come to Kyiv. Outskirts, that's the city, this is the road, and this is the road from Brewery that the Russians want to take. They haven't been able to take it so far, Preeti.
Gaurav, are we expecting, you're saying this is the road where the action is right now, which you're detailing for us. You showed us, a lot of artillery. I want to ask you, Gaurav, what are we expecting now in the next 40